Where are we going? Xel Ha.
How's it going, YouTube? The Reese Riveros, we're back. And today we're gonna actually talk about one of our favorite excursions that we got to experience while we were at El Dorado Casitas. And that excursion was the Xel Ha Natural Water Park in Mexico. It was about $200 per person. We had a good bundle where we had 3 different excursions we got to experience. Xel Ha for half the day and the other half was at Tulum. We got to explore its Mayan pyramids. The other theme park was Explorer, and we'll talk about those in another video. But this video will be all about Xel Ha.
It's an aquatic theme park, so it's amazing. So we paid a price about $200, but again, that was a package deal. It's about $100, and that does seem a little pricey, but the great thing about it, it is all inclusive, which is our favorite. That comes with everything in the park, food, drinks, snorkeling, and all that, and we are going to get into all of that. When you enter the park, you can see people swimming with dolphins. You can literally look over a bridge and there are dolphins. So people go in there, take photos and all that.
We didn't pay for that.
No, we are poor, so we decided to do all of the stuff that was already included.
And the things that are included are so fun regardless, so if you don't want to pay the extra, whatever it comes with, all that stuff is great.
Yeah, and I already feel like we didn't have enough time, again, because we had half of the day in Tulum. Unfortunately, we didn't get to experience the whole park because it is so huge. I think the main attraction of Xel Ha is snorkeling. So it's a huge, what would you call it?
Body of water. The water is nice and blue. They give you a snorkeling set and you get to keep the snorkel for yourself, and you'll borrow some goggles and flippers and a life vest, and you just have free reign to snorkel in that huge area. We've seen so many different type of fish, stingrays. Initially Rachel was a little scared and just being so overwhelmed by all the wildlife that we can visibly see in the water, but after a while it became one of her favorite parts of it.
There were multiple places where you can snorkel. There's like the main area, and then you can snorkel in the cenotes or like the lazy river.
The starting point to the river, you can take like a little train up. They have bicycles you can ride through the jungle. You'll walk a little way, and you can either grab a single tube or a tandem tube. So we actually chose the tandem tube so both of us can be on it at the same time. The lazy river, you just go flow through this nice blue water.
We went through mangroves going into the bigger body of water, and it was actually one of the coolest things because it kind of kept you from the sun. It was nice and relaxing. You got some shade.
It was just a good way to kind of relax. We've been snorkeling for a while. We have already had our lunch, and then we just went down the lazy river. And then after a while, you can jump off the tube at any point
and take little breaks or do activities, which was like a really cool experience. So one of the experiences that we did, or he did, with cliff jump.
Yeah, the cliff jump, that was really fun. I love that adrenaline rush that you get from jumping off. And so at the lazy river, there's a certain point where you can pull off to the side. You climb up this little mountain, and there's people already right there jumping off the cliff. So I was like, man, I gotta do that.
Coincidentally, this is called the Cliff of Courage. Obviously, I wasn't courageous enough to do it.
And then after the cliff jumping, you can take the lazy river on down a little bit further. And there was an obstacle course, many different activities, rope climbing, zip lining, a bunch of cool, just fun things that are great for adults, kids, like anyone that seeks those type of thrills. We enjoyed the zip lining. There's a few different zip lining opportunities there, and you can literally spend as much time as you want in that little area going through the obstacle course, zip lining, landing in the water. And then another amenity that we really loved about Xel Ha, when you go in, they give you a wristband. It has a code that's linked to it. There's many different spots all throughout the water park where you can take pictures. So you scan your wristband, and then there's a camera set up in a certain area. It gives you about 3 to 5 seconds for you to pose for your picture, and then those pictures automatically get sent to this database, where at the end of the park, when you're leaving, you can choose to purchase each of those pictures. So when I was on the cliff jumping, it gave you the directions there. It tells you to scan it, wait a couple seconds, jump off, and it takes your picture like mid-air. So I have one picture like that of me jumping in. And there were so many opportunities for pictures like that all throughout the park, and that was one of our favorite parts of it as well. They send you a link, and so it's a digital copies of all the photos, and it's one price. So if you want to buy those pictures, make sure to take as many as possible because it's all one price. We didn't find out about that till like halfway through, so we were trying to rush to take all of our pictures.
We saw people taking pictures and we're like, what does this do? And then we started doing it. But the pictures are so worth it because you get to really enjoy yourself and not have your phone as much because they have cameras and they have it in the best angles. So if you wanted the angle from up, they probably had a camera for that.
And cenotes, there was different places to take photos. There was one, you're right, in the cave. The scan thing is there, and you just gotta look for the camera, and the camera is about 10-15 feet up in the air, and the picture quality is really good as well.
When we were walking towards the cenotes, they had this really cool bridge.
The floating bridge just kind of floats along the water. So when you're walking, it's very
challenging. At first we were like, we got this, but obviously we were like toppling and
just trying to keep your balance, trying to walk across the floating bridge. It's right on the water to get to the cenotes. And then along the bridge too, they have workers there with cameras as well, and they'll like scan your wristband, and then they'll like have you pose in different poses. The cameramen were great at directing us into different poses that we can do, and those pictures were also included with all the other pictures we took around the water park. We saw those at the end. We really loved.
So the floating bridge is what separated the cove, that's what it's called, the cove and the Caribbean Sea. So if you look to your right, you can see all the people snorkeling in most of the water park. On your left, you'll just see the beautiful sea. And then also you can kind of see the people who paid extra on the speedboat.
Another fun ride that was there was the Scenic Lighthouse.
So you go up the Scenic Lighthouse. It's 131 feet. Or 40 meters for people who are not American, and it's one of the most beautiful views. If you didn't know, if you keep walking up, because there's the line to go into the slide, but if you keep going up, you're able to take pictures.
Multiple different angles.
So one side we had the view of the cove, one view we had the view of the beautiful greenery, and then one side there was the view of the ocean. It was honestly beautiful. Slide is 98.5 feet. So they make you lock up everything, your shoes, your phone, all of that.
You can't have nothing in your pockets. That slide, 90-foot, just spiral going down. It was so fun, but it seemed like we were on that slide forever.
Yes.
One thing also to be advised, you have to use reef safe sunscreen. They sell some there, or you can just buy your own. We bought ours at Walmart. So yeah, overall it was a great experience. We enjoyed it. It has something for everybody, kids, adults, thrill seekers. If you want to just relax, soak up the sun, you want to just get into the water, see some beautiful animals, unlimited food, unlimited drinks. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Let's try again.
Yeah, again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this does encourage you to visit the beautiful Xel Ha. And if you do end up going, or if you are going sometime soon, I hope you guys enjoy and have a blast just like we did. Again, if you guys want any travel tips or travel videos, we are going to South America in the summer, so if you want to follow us on that journey, please like, comment, and subscribe to see what we are doing. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Rees Riveras.
All right, thank you, YouTube. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day.